Excellencies, DGs, Secretaries Generals, colleagues, dear participants of this year's FerMUN conference. And for this week, if you allow me to borrow a term from the International Labour Organization, dear constituents, good afternoon. It is an honor and a privilege to be part of this opening ceremony today, which for the second year in a row is devoted to the ILO topics. As an European diplomat, I am particularly hopeful to see so many young minds like yours engaging in this vital exercise of diplomacy, negotiation, and multilateralism. In a world where multilateralism is often questioned and conflicts still affect a large proportion of the population, seeing a room full of young people ready to listen to each other, to debate and build solutions together is a very promising sign for the future. I was asked to share my personal experience as a diplomat. And to start with, I could not mention the room in which we are today. This room is closely linked to my diplomatic career. And it is dear to me, not only because of its beautiful ceiling, which I assume will feature in your selfies from today, but also because I spent 3 years of my diplomatic career in this room debating human rights. As it was mentioned before, this is where the Human Rights Council meets, and it was also given a very meaningful name, Alliance of Civilizations, underlying the value of cooperation. You may ask me if I have always had the ambition to become a diplomat. And I will be honest with you. I would say not necessarily. In fact, I come from a small country, Lithuania, which at the time when I had to make my choice for the future was still a very young democracy. But I always knew that I want to work in an area where I could make a difference in people's lives. And at some point, I was preparing to study medicine. However, the turning point defining my future career happened during my 1-year stay in Sweden, which has shaped me a lot as personality. I could witness how the society based on values and principles functions on a daily basis with an active local community's life, with full respect for human rights of every human being. So my diplomatic journey began at the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Lithuania 20 years ago, where I started to work as a lawyer. But very soon, in my career, I switched to multilateral diplomacy. And as I told you before, 10 years ago, I was sitting in the very same room like you do right now and was debating human rights topics. Working to advance human rights, I was negotiating the Human Rights Council resolutions. And just to say that a diplomatic life is not only living in an exotic country or enjoying a beautiful environment. Like in Geneva, we have a beautiful view, if it's a sunny day, of Mont Blanc. Every diplomat has a duty and to stay for a certain period in their own capital, or for me it was headquarters. But because before joining the European Union delegation here in Geneva, I spent 7 years in Brussels working on policy files. Today, I am working for the European Union and I'm leading a team of the EU delegation on global health and social issues. And we see diplomacy in action. In simple terms, we are advancing EU priorities in the World Health Organization and in the International Labour Organization. And for this reason, I'm very happy to see that this year's FerMUN conference is devoted actually to the very hot topics currently debated at the ILO. But before you embark on these exciting discussions, I have 3 messages for you. And I'm very sorry, I will not say anything new. You have had these messages before, from many of the participants and speakers. So just want to reiterate the importance. My first message is multilateralism matters. Today we face many challenges, wars and conflicts around the world, climate crisis, social inequalities, just to name a few. But with the challenges we have to address, we must come together because no one nation can solve the climate crisis. No one nation can overcome the digital divide alone. We are so interconnected that something which happens on one side of the world will soon come to the doorstep of the other, as we saw it with the COVID-19 pandemic. And the best system we have to tackle global challenges is the United Nations. The United Nations is a unique, convening platform where 193 states come together to work on tackling issues that transcend our borders. And I really believe that in the coming days, you will be able to embrace this unique experience of debating with each other, trying to find some common ground for global solutions. My second message to you is, your voices matter. You are not the future. You are the present. Your voices matter in shaping policies that impact both current and future generations. The fact that you are here today, engaged, informed, and eager to participate demonstrates that you already appreciate the importance of multilateralism. And I very much hope that this conference will be more than a simulation exercise for you, that it will be an opportunity to debate and consider solutions to the complex challenges faced by the world of work. The skills you develop here, active listening, critical thinking, and decision-making will serve you far beyond the confines of this room. And my last message to you, get involved, act now. You are determined, you are visionary. You can bring innovative ideas and fresh energy to the table wherever you are, in your countries, cities, local communities, schools. Your participation is crucial for a fair, greener, and more sustainable world. I wish you inspiring and rewarding discussions. Thank you very much.